Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, scholars. Mr. Benzel here talking to you about introducing quarter four in our e-learning. I hope everybody is staying healthy and taking the time to do something enjoyable. Alice, she was able to, go outside a little bit. You could see her here blowing some bubbles. Of course, quarantining and, staying away from those large crowds. So hopefully you're having some time to be able to relax. Anyways, I'm going to wish you all a happy spring and give you a few reminders about how e-learning is going to go in quarter four. One thing that I think is very important is that e-learning counts for 50% of your semester grade. So if you are not doing e-learning, this is going to be putting you in great jeopardy of passing the class. So even if you had like a 90% before the start of e-learning and you didn't do e-learning at all, you could fail the class because you didn't do e-learning. It's also important to make sure that you are watching the videos and taking notes on the videos. So we like it when you are kind of taking notes in your own words on the videos. We're going to make the videos, of an appropriate length so that they're not too long and you can quickly get to those practice, but still see enough examples. It's also important to complete the IP with shown work. So what I mean by this is, let's say that we are explaining, like on the last IP, about like alternate interior angles. So we could say, on the last IP, I saw some people just write alternate interior angles. Yes, it's good that you named an angle pair, but you didn't describe it, and you didn't talk about why we are looking at alternate interior angles. So you could answer that the lines are parallel as the alternate interior angles are congruent. So this is what I mean by having complete explanations. Or, if we're setting up a problem, don't write the final answer, but you could write as first, let's say we have two angles like x plus 20 and 2x plus 3. And let's say that they're like linear pairs or supplementary angles, but showing me what that initial setup is looking like before you arrive at x equals is a good idea. Make sure that you're using the partial key as a tool and not a crutch. So I don't want to see you, just copying down the partial key and writing random stuff. But kind of think about, how do we set up the problem with the partial key? And could you apply that same setup and look for some similarities in the problems as you are setting up the problems for that homework assignment? And if you're struggling, please email your teacher. So that's if you're having things like issues with submissions. We're willing to be flexible and we're understanding of this difficult time. Also, we'd love to see you in our e-office hours. And this is good. You could touch base with us. We'd love to hear how you're doing, not only on your work, but also what's happening in your life. Or you can email your counselor as well. Just as kind of a roadmap of where we are going in quarter four. Really, there's going to be 3 parts to quarter four. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to finish chapter 3. So we're going to be doing things like, parallel equations and perpendicular equations. Seeing old friends like y equals mx plus b, or y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Then we're going to do chapter 4, triangles. So we could use facts like angles add to 180 in triangles. We could classify triangles, isosceles, scaling. We can look at why are two triangles congruent. And for those of you who know me pretty well, I have a little motto that I like to do with proofs in triangles. So it's show us what you know with the triangle proof. So maybe we're onto something there. And then last but not least, what we're going to end with is chapter 6. Quadrilaterals. So things like angles add to 360. What is a parallelogram? So when we're between each chapter, so the way it will work is we'll kind of finish a chapter, and then we'll do a little bit of review. And then when we're done with chapter 4, we'll review a little bit of chapter 4 and kind of an assignment that ties together the concepts. So this is how our quarter 4 will work. If you have any questions on all of this, please reach out to your teacher, and we would be happy to hear from you. But I hope you have a productive time with your e-learning. Thank you very much.